slideshow. Okay. So now I'm going to speak in English. And actually this topic follows very nicely the first topic, especially Yanni, when you asked me, the university accepted that you had a bed in your office. They accepted in 2004. And in 2004, already the university had this equal opportunity policy, which has been quite important, throughout, the life of the university, but also throughout my experience as a disabled person. So in 2019, in November 2019, London Met went further and launched our new university strategy. So every 5 years, the university has a new university strategy plan. And in this new plan, the university reaffirmed their commitment to social justice and social mobility. So as a university, there is a deep social purpose. And it's a university, and I would like to say we, because I really feel that I'm part of the university. I feel that we are quite proud of the diversity of our students and the positive contribution that the university makes to society, but specifically to London. So as a result of other things that were happening in the world, like the movement, the Black Lives Matter, movement, and all the things that followed, as a result, the Vice Chancellor decided to do a little bit more. And she said, actually, the education we offer has changed the lives of so many of our students, and we're helping to drive real social change and transformation in this country and beyond. So as a result, what we try to do is to to make sure that the commitment we had for social justice was highly visible. And we introduced something that was a game changer at university. This is a new framework for education for social justice. We refer to it as the ESJ. And the purpose of the ESJ framework is, it's got at least 2 or 3 fold, but you can see a few bullet points here on the screen. To start with, we are seeking to address the problem of the degree awarding gap. We've noticed that not everybody gets the same result when they take a degree. So there are different student groups, especially if you take the proportion of Black, Asian, and ethnic minority that we refer to as the BAME, B-A-M-E, group. Well, students in these categories are being awarded degrees with a lower level of results than it should be compared to the white students. So we are doing quite a lot of studies to try to reduce this award gap, which is quite important. Then our approach is to achieve this with a number of aspirations. One of them is to foster cultural change in our whole university community and to support the critical review and redesign our courses. So as a result, the ESJ is a holistic view, and in every single thing we do, and sometimes it's quite painful, we have to integrate this value-based model to inform the theory, the research, and the effective practice that that we have here at London Met. So there is a diagram that you can see here on your screen, and it comprises 6 interconnected dimensions. So through offering accessible provision and a learning environment that engages with our diverse students' identities and cultures and supports their sense of belonging and well-being, our curriculum will combine critical pedagogy. This is a teaching and learning method, that's a theory of critical pedagogy, and inclusive assessment. And we do this to facilitate and transform education so that our students are unable to succeed, but also to develop qualities of inclusive leadership, and they can become agents of social change. And this is so close to my heart that I've spent my whole holiday writing an article about this and explaining how the mock conferences that we organize in interpreting actually applies all of this, you know. So there are a few themes that are quite important. The first theme is students as agents, but students as partners. So we are trying to reduce this top-down gap between the tutors are experts and the students are novices. And this is quite a strong paradigm in interpreting studies, actually. And we are looking at a more, horizontal organization, which is more egalitarian, where you have got students as partners, students who can negotiate with tutors to come to an agreement for something that is acceptable and good for everyone. I'll give you an example. During COVID, the assessment strategies were decided with all the students. So the way we did the assessment was decided with everybody in mind. It was negotiated. So this negotiation process is absolutely at the heart of everything we do. And it goes even beyond, because when we've got course descriptions which go through quality control, there is now a special column about the ESJ, and everything has got to be justified. And for example, the topic of our mock conferences for interpreting, we've got to make sure that we touch upon topics that are not just EU-centered or UN-centered. That could be quite easy to do, you know, because we are working with the EU quite a lot. And that was a criticism a few years ago, that we were too EU-centered or EU-centric. It is also an opportunity for students who come from different backgrounds to bring in their own identity, so that everybody experiences a transformative experience of learning. And to me, this is absolutely critical, that everyone has a space, you know, that the university is a home, and students learn as much as tutors learn. And I think that is absolutely vital. So my last slide, you know, represents 3 words starting with a C. It's the 3 C's, as we call them. They're connection, consciousness, and change. So what do they mean? Well, for connection, it means that we aim to connect the curriculum, and that is the course content, the learning and the assessment activities, to our diverse students, to their interests, to their passions, to their lived experience, and to the cultural wealth and attributes that they bring. I'll give you an example. In interpreting studies, now we've got a portfolio of practice. Well, a lot of our students are not English mother tongue, so they may not feel as comfortable to write in English. So when you do the reflective practice, when you've got to do all this, you know, reports, it's all in writing. Well, now you can do it as an audio file, you can do it as a video file, you can even do it as a comment on photos that you make, you know. So it's really varied to fit the different students, you know, learning styles, but also, you know, to fit their languages. Then the second word is consciousness. So the consciousness is about raising awareness of self and others through exploring the values, the beliefs, and even what we call the blind spots, things that we think we're doing, but we are not addressing. So it's about awareness of issues of inequality, discrimination, exploitation, oppression, and injustice. It's also awareness of alternatives, so alternative values, perspective, and practices. So all of this is about trying to help us build a fairer, more equitable and life-enhancing society. And then finally, that would be my last point. I can see, and I know I'm coming to the end of my time. It's about change. And this is about students and tutors feeling empowered. And I'd like to make a specific point here that this ESJ is good for students, but it's also good for staff. So the changes for students were also made for staff. So it's about empowering students and staff that, you know, with this raised awareness of critical consciousness, we can become champions of positive social change, affirming and celebrating diversity and difference. So it's also about enhancing the cultural awareness, the professional practices of our staff in all areas. So students and staff as partners. So you can see, how I feel passionate about this, and because I really feel that not all universities are like that. And I really feel that, especially after COVID, we saw so many different realities for students, and lots of people are questioning the objective and the reasons behind going to a university. And I think this new form of university of education can really is actually powerful to make change in university and will help us moving towards a more inclusive society. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Danielle. You've been amazing with time management.